What's happening, guys? We're back, and I think I have a solution for the brake caliper. Alright guys, we're back. Last week we kind of had a sudden stop there when the brake calipers wouldn't fit on the rear axle. So we gotta do something about that because this car is gonna need rear brakes. So I think I have a solution. So here's where we were last episode. If we put the backing plate on in kind of the stock configuration, our caliper hits on our 4-link mount. Now, on the Ford 8.8s, they got this 4-bolt flange. So I can mount this guy in two ways. The normal way, or I should be able to mount it upside down as well. But if I mount it upside down, our caliper fouls our lower control arm. The backing plates are symmetrical left to right. It's actually a fairly common mod to put the opposite side on. A lot of Jeep guys do it to gain clearance around their shocks. But if I put the opposite side on, I foul my control arm on the front. And then if I flip it over, I still foul the 4-link bracket. So no configuration of our standard backing plates are gonna get the caliper out of the way of our suspension. So because there's nowhere that I can mount the caliper using our standard backing plates that won't hit either our mounts or the control arms themselves, I'm faced with kind of two options. One, I could cut the mounting flange off the end of this axle and rotate it around and try to find somewhere maybe straight down or somewhere straight forward that would make this work. That feels a little bit dicey in trying to get them perfectly straight again. So the other option is we got to redesign our entire rear suspension, and I think that's the route we're going to go. Alright, so here's the plan. These are 14-inch long bars. We run equal length top and bottom in a parallel 4-link setup. We're going to change that. We're still going to try to keep a parallel 4-link, but we're going to change out our top bars to a shorter bar. I bought these because I thought we might do a short arm, long arm system, which it turns out we're going to. So these are 4 inches shorter than these guys. So what we need to do is move our top mount forward 4 inches. That should get it out of the way of our caliper, and it shouldn't adversely affect the rear suspension too bad. In the future, if we have to make some modifications, we can do that then, but the goal right now is to get this car on the road, so this is what we're gonna do. So first steps first, I need to mark out our suspension brackets as close to horizontal as I can. We'll cut them off, turn them around, and then get that 4-inch movement. So let's do it. we got all the tabs cut off. They actually turned out pretty good. We had to use every cutting tool in our arsenal. We wore the batteries right out on the Sawzall, so had to break out the hacksaw at the end there. But yeah, the cuts turned out pretty straight. They're not super parallel, but they should work for what we're doing. So we'll mock them up and tack them on. I am gonna MIG weld them because there is gonna be some filler work and some gaps in there. And because these have been painted, so there's a bunch of contamination on them, I don't want to go through the work of cleaning them all up and making them perfect to TIG weld, and then it would just suck up so much filler metal that it just wouldn't be worth it. So we'll hot glue gun them on, and they should be good. So yeah, let's mock them in and get them welded on. All right, so change of plans again. If I move these out 4 inches, that puts me way out there. So the whole front end of this bracket is actually hanging off of the front of the axle tube. It would work. I'd have to do a whole bunch of gusseting on the front to make this, you know, strong enough. So I threw my backing plate on to see kind of how far I do have to move it. And I still have to move it forward quite a bit, right around 2 inches. So I can buy 12-inch long bars. They're $30 for both of them, which isn't a problem, but it's another $30 to get it to ship here. And that just seems a little ridiculous. So I think what our plan is gonna be is we're gonna move these forward 2 inches, and we're gonna run our 10-inch long bars, and then we're just gonna extend our heim joints out to make up the extra inch or two. I think that'll make this much more comfortable on the axle, and it'll still allow us to run the bars that we have. And then in the future, if it doesn't work, we can order the other ones. It's just a bit of a pain spending money we don't have to. So that's the new plan. Unfortunately, all this thinking about what we're gonna do has ran me out of time tonight. So I'm gonna come out tomorrow and get these guys tacked in, and then we'll go from there. So we'll see you guys tomorrow. All right, we're back. I got a little bit more time to work out in the shop today, so we're gonna get those tabs welded onto the rear end. Last night, after I turned you guys off, I actually took one of my 10-inch bars and threaded the heims in and kind of pulled them out to where I felt comfortable. I still have lots of thread engaged in the bar, well over the diameter, so that should be good. It ends up being, there we go, it ends up being about 3 inches shorter than my my lower control arms. So I said yesterday I was gonna move forward 4 inches, and then I said I was gonna move forward 2 inches. We're actually gonna move the pivot point forward 3 inches. So that'll allow us to run our 10-inch bar with our heims not stuck way out and barely threaded in. So I'm comfortable with that. And then in the future, if we have to, we can buy an 11-inch bar, and that'll give us a little bit more thread engagement, but honestly, I don't think we're gonna need it. So let's get those guys mocked up on there, measure them all out, and burn them in. All right, we got everything to fit. It's pretty tight. The mounting bolt for the caliper has like about a 1/16 of an inch of clearance to that panhard mount. So I am probably gonna do a little bit more clearancing in the future. We also need to box these in, at least do some gusseting on the front. And we're probably gonna have to do an external gusset on the side for the panhard mount because now there isn't room internally. But I'm not gonna do that today. I think we got good progress there with getting the calipers mounted. So we're almost done on the rear end. All we gotta do now is sort out the double shear system for the panhard. So I'm gonna call it an episode there, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, hit the like and subscribe button. Go check us out on Instagram, Left Foot First Media, and we'll see you next week. I'm out of here.